everybody. We kind of got a long episode this week. We went on some tangents. And also at the beginning, we watched the entirety of the Monkees audition tapes for the show. So it's kind of a little bonus episode at the beginning of the episode there. As always, the Monkees may be a children's show from the 60s, but the Monkees Pod is not a children's show from 2025 because we say some naughty words. Enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome back to the Monkees Pod. My name is Sommer.
And I'm Lisa.
Today we have Season 1, Episode 19, the audition, alternate title, Find the Monkees. And because of that, today the historical background is that we are finally going to watch Micky and Peter's audition tapes that they never included in the show even though they had them.
Okay.
This video includes all of the Monkees screen tests. Mike and Davy are also in here, and it starts for each of them with a little camera test where they're just showing the different sides of their face to the camera silently. And you can see in Mike's, he did not want to participate.
He's also in shadow.
Yeah. So they probably just told him act normal, and he's doing this.
Yes. He's being dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the hat on though, and that's...
And then it goes into his tape we've already seen, so we're gonna skip ahead to Micky. See, when they told him act normal, he's just smiling.
Yeah.
Oh, his little pilot hair.
He's doing his little goofy faces.
Yeah. See, this hair looks really good on him, so I don't know why they gave him that nasty mushroom cut in the early part of season 1.
Yeah.
You know?
He's in less shadow. God, he's so young.
His has some other guys who they didn't end up casting along with him, but
An actual blonde.
yeah. So that's Bob in the back, of course.
That wasn't on film?
No, man.
Why has he only got one shoe on?
He explains that.
I can't make decisions, that's the truth. See, these guys have boots on, and I didn't know, I was told to dress casual, so I came in a plaid shirt and my surfer tennies, and my blue Levi's, and then these guys have Beatles stuff on, with those white jackets. So
Elephant boy!
It's funny, he's been asking about you too.
Elephant? What did
Circus boy.
Oh.
Yeah, they called him Elephant Boy.
What?
His voice is so little and high pitched in this. It's interesting that Micky has his screen test with these other guys because you can see the rest of them don't.
The big thing with the protest thing is he says the reason he liked the song is because he says it'll get people to kind of realize where they are.
It's interesting that they're asking them about counterculture stuff even in at the test stage. Now here's Davy doing his little turnaround, and he just looks frightened.
He also is only in half light. You can't even...
I know. I don't know why they chose to make them do these on the set where they're not being directly lit. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're trying dramatic lighting. He's saying something to them. So somebody get that lip reading lady on here so we can know what he said. This video also contains them doing a lot of scenes from the pilot in different combinations with some of the other guys that were auditioning. Okay, but let's go to Peter's tape. Dab.
He did dab. He's not smiling.
No.
Oh, there he goes.
No. His ears are so big. I don't know if it's the black and white or the lighting or something, but his hair looks darker in his screen test.
Yeah.
Maybe he had not been in the California suns.
I think it's the lighting.
Dark ass lighting they had for this, where you have to see their faces.
Uh-huh. This is the room that...
Yeah, the other that Mike tested in.
Yeah.
Wait, man. You're not going to do that. Sit down.
You're not gonna do that. Okay, Bob.
I'm eternally grateful too. I'll do anything.
His accent is...
Do they realize that since history, our founding fathers wore their hair long, Columbus wore his hair long, and...
Did chicks take it?
I love it.
Oh,
Love to run their fingers.
this recording they cut off the question where Bob asks if guys think he's a F word.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a clip where it's do guys think that you're and he's no, why should they? So these are the scenes of them doing the test scenes from the pilot.
Job's a job. There'll be others.
Serious there.
I know. So they have Davy
Now she
doing his
fills
lines
eggs
that
in
he
the-
does in the
Look,
eventual
we
pilot.
didn't hang her,
But in
she
this
got
one,
hurt.
they have Micky
What's
doing
the
Mike's
difference? She's in
lines.
trouble.
Sure you want to help her.
Who are
Who
you?
is that?
Who are you guys?
He's feeble-minded.
Who are you two?
Hey, knock it off, fellas.
They're not good
Well,
enough to be
right.
monkeys. It's interesting to see the guys they rejected because they're kind of more more masculine and adult than the final Monkees.
I want to help SJ, but I can't. He's feeble-minded. Knock it off.
SJ. They have fake pilot names. See, they're already like interacting with each other more than the
Right.
guys that got rejected. His little cardigan.
Hey, surf's starting to rise.
His little
Wanna
hype.
go?
Hey, sir, starting right.
Hey, come on, man.
What
let's
is
go
that
to the-
cardigan?
I don't know. Maybe it's his wife's.
It's very like
Oh, wow.
collegiate.
Yeah.
Got cowboy boots on.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? What's...
Hey, knock it off. Wendell's right. We should help.
Wendell's right. Who the fuck is Wendell? I don't know if it's just because we're like used to the actual monkeys that got picked, but the rest of these guys are not giving us anything,
No.
you know?
I know.
It's like so serious.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was like a little bit of where like Micky was able to inject some comedy into it,
Right.
but like,
It's not like and the Monkees is nothing but goofiness.
yeah.
1,000 violins and a kazoo.
1,000 violins in a kazoo.
They're looking at
They're looking
records.
at records in the show. This scene is also in the pilot. This is so like weird to watch because like you know they're all like nervous and trying really hard.
I never heard of the Monkees.
You never heard
That's
of the
Mr.
Monkees?
Whipple.
You never heard of the
From
Monkees?
what?
From it was a commercial. He was Charmin.
Oh,
Don't squeeze the Charmin, Mr. Whipple.
who's squeezing their toilet paper?
Well, it was at the grocer.
He made Mike take his cardigan off.
Thank God, because that looked ridiculous. It's so weird to have those two random people.
Yeah, like who are you? Hello?
It's Mr. Whipple again.
I'm a typical teenager, and I like to...
I think it's an appropriate gift for a teenage girl.
Princess Gwen hopped out for a second. I wonder who these guys are, if they were like musicians and like went on to do other things or
I don't know
had done other things before.
how the monkeys sound. And they look like they're jumping up and down like monkeys.
Yeah. That was the rest of their auditions.
Okay.
They had already gone through like several rounds and it was
Right.
basically down to them and like those like four-ish
Those
other guys that
four,
were there.
Yeah.
Like I guess it's obvious to us now because they did get picked, but also just like the other guys were giving nothing.
Yeah.
And now let us review the audition Find the Monkees, which is an episode directed by Richard Nunes, who I don't think we've had before, and written by Dave Evans. It was broadcast January 23rd, 1967. Richard Nunes, the director, died of cancer 2 months before it aired, unfortunately. He did not get to see his episode.
That's sad.
Yeah. First shot of the episode. Micky is napping on the pad hammock when Martians appear.
And when we say Martians,
We mean white men with pantyhose on their heads. With different colorful pantyhose, which I
over
didn't
their
even,
head.
I didn't even know you could get like purple and blue tights and stuff in the 60s, but I guess you
Yes.
definitely could. They are the Four Martians, a rival band, who are all played by the Monkees' friends who were like on set all the time.
They were.
Yeah, Rick Klein and John London are in there, and those are Micky and Mike's best friends, and also David Pearl and David Price, who were around. I don't really know exactly what their roles were, but like these were basically like just like the guys' besties on set were like, put us in.
So they stopped by
Yeah.
to borrow a guitar string.
Yeah, they to do this, they broke into their home and stood over sleeping
Yes.
Micky. Okay, this is a question I have about the bands in this episode is, in universe, are they meant to literally be Martians, or are they just meant to be guys that dress like that?
They're just guys that dress like that.
Okay, because I'm not sure, because Mr. Clean was in that episode.
Yes.
Because I believed that they were actually the things that they are,
No,
but
well, I don't think they were the Martians and the Jolly Green now. So the Martians want to borrow a guitar string because they've gotten an invitation to audition for the TV producer Hubble Benson, who's looking for a band to star in his new TV show.
This is a very meta episode.
Very meta.
When they first said Hubble Benson, what I heard was Hobo Benson, because there is a very terrible singer named Hobo Johnson. I was mentally calling this guy Hobo Johnson until they like showed his door with his name written on it.
Hubble Benson.
So that is what I will be calling him, unfortunately.
I just
His
kept
name is
thinking
Hobo.
The Hubble telescope. That's what I kept thinking of.
It's not a man's name either way.
I don't know what Hubble, yeah. Well, he's not really much of a man, so
Yeah,
I don't know what.
I don't know what he is. He's a collection of tropes.
Yes.
Then another rival band, the Foreign Agents. they're just like black clothes wearing beatnik guys. They're not like Russian or evil or anything.
No, but he's carrying a guitar case. It looks like he has a gun,
Mm-hmm.
and they sneak in,
Uh-huh.
and they find out that they too got an invitation.
Yeah. They came to the Monkees' house just to flex on them because then they go, oh, we have to go rehearse.
Yeah.
Why'd you spend all the time?
Why'd you bother coming over?
Is your rehearsal studio near their house, or they just wanted to flex on them?
They went looking in the mail, the Monkees, and they did not have an invitation. They just had bills.
It was very sad.
Bills.
And then at the window, we hear yo ho ho.
Ho, ho, ho,
and the Monkees
ho.
are like, oh, of course. Oh, it's the Jolly Green Giants. So chill. And indeed it is the Jolly Green Giants.
And they said, guess what we got in the mail? An autographed photo of Annette Funicello.
Uh-huh. And they're like, oh, no, we also got an invitation.
And an invitation.
Annette Funicello is in head.
Is she?
Yeah, so they did end up... I don't really... Like, I kind of know who she is in the vague sense of, like, she was on the Mickey Mouse Club.
She was a
pinup?
She was like a sweater girl.
Oh, so she was like the first child star who went sexy.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And then she was in all the beach movies.
Right.
Like beach
so if you got an autograph picture of her, what would like the modern equivalent be like? I got a DM from Sydney Sweeney or something.
That's assuming I know who Sydney Sweeney
okay.
is.
If you don't, you might be better off. Okay.
Mike is not wearing his hat in this scene.
Yeah, no, this is the first episode where they let Mike take his hat off.
Yeah.
He has it on in some scenes, but in some scenes they let him take it off. When he's chilling at home,
he's not wearing his hat.
The Jolly Green Giants are a band made up of 3 men who are dressed as the Jolly Green Giant, who I kind of know...
In green face.
In green... Oh, so offensive. I kind of know who the Jolly Green Giant is through, like, I've seen him on the bean can.
That is all he is.
But I know, but, like, he used to be in commercials and he's not anymore.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, I assume.
Giant.
No, I assume he says yo ho ho because they say it like 6 times, but I've never heard him say that.
He says ho ho ho, not yo ho ho.
So then why do they say yo ho ho? Is it more hip?
Well, maybe they're saying yo ho ho. Never seen a commercial with him in it?
No, I don't think they like make them anymore. Like they've kept Mr. Clean around as a character, but like the Jolly Green Giant not so much. I'm trying to
think. I mean, I'm thinking he was just a cartoon. Like
yeah, he was. Well, I picture him as like a realistically shaded drawing.
He's on the cans and stuff. You see him.
Yeah.
He's on the...
So the Jolly Green Giants, the band, have clothes and skin paint, which is dark green,
right.
But their hair are what I assume are like swim caps because they like...
It's a leaf.
Well, yeah, but they're like leaves, but I assume that they're like silicone swim caps because in a later episode they use them, they put them on the monkeys when the monkeys get pied in the face to protect their hair.
I didn't
like
know.
The same ones.
The same ones, yeah.
And... They didn't paint the swim caps dark green to match their bodies. They're like neon green.
Yeah.
It looks weird. It looks weird.
But that's what's on top of the Jolly Green Giant's head is
like leaves? I thought he had normal hair that was just green.
No, he has his hair is leaves.
Let me look at this character now.
Look him up.
Jolly. Maybe we'll find out some horrifying backstory to him like we did with Mr. Clean. Green Giant.
See, he's got leaves on his head.
Jolly Green Giant redirects here. That's so weird that his name is not Jolly. Oh no, the company's mascot is the Jolly Green Giant. Yeah. Oh well, this is just
that
talking
was
about the
page. Yeah.
Show me the man.
There you go.
Here's his evolution. So he used to hold a pea pod, and then he used to hold a corn.
He had a scarf.
He had a scarf in 1960.
You know why? Because the frozen vegetables. When they started making frozen vegetables,
oh, I see.
They put a scarf on him.
Mm-hmm. I will note he's like more nude than the Jolly Green Giants band.
Right. He's got a leaf.
Yeah, he's kind of got like a leaf toga thing, tunic
on. And his hair is leaves.
His hair is leaves. You're right.
No, and now look, he's got
a little cute son named Sprout.
Oh, there's Sprout.
Wow. We learned that Mr. Clean had all his shipmates die horribly, and we learn that the Jolly Green Giant has a beautiful young son. Named Sprout. So congratulations. We cut to the monkeys laying on the ground with all their heads touching. Mike is literally twiddling his thumbs.
He's twiddling his thumbs, and Peter is pulling at the skin on the back of his hand.
Uh-huh.
He's going like this.
they're like act bored guys.
I'm going to go back to their clothes. But Peter keeps making bad jokes about them dying. That was...
Yeah.
I think going, oh, Peter.
When they sit like that, they're sharing the one brain cell that they all have. Peter says, I hope we starve. That'll show them. Like Ralphie from A Christmas Story. Like he's 5 years old. Do you want to talk about their clothes? Because I also have a note about Peter's shirt.
It started with Micky's shirt. Mm-hmm. That I really like Micky's shirt. And then I was like, oh, let me just note all of their clothes. So Micky has a brown and white vertical stripe velour shirt. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm digging that. And then I'm like, oh, Davy's wearing royal blue velour. Like V-neck, like a polo. And then Peter's in a V-neck pink collared pullover blouse.
Yeah, with like paisley patterns on it.
And all I have is Mike's not wearing his hat.
Yeah. He had like a collared shirt on or something boring. Yeah. They're still not really like, I think some of the stuff was their own clothes, but like it's not like all their own clothes the way it was in season 2 yet. So they're not really like dressing 100% like themselves. But you start to see kind of at this point in the season that like Peter and Davy are dressing more hippie-ish, and Mike is dressing more like formal-ish or like professional, like slightly than each other. So their styles are starting to diverge a little. Yeah. Davy says he has a great idea. Why don't we just send our audition tape in? Because that's a good idea. And Micky's like, oh, I left that tape in the recorder when I returned it. Damn. What was the point?
What was the point?
Micky made a big ADHD mistake. We go to Hobo Benson's office and find out that his name is Hubble.
It's Hubble and not Hobo.
So Hobo Benson is getting a massage in his office on his remote control massage bed.
That he drives around his office, and it's got a phone on it.
And then he asks his secretary for his dictaphone.
He has a phone on his thing, and then he has a speaker. He can call his secretary in the little speaker box, and then he drives it.
Yeah, like with a remote.
He's laying down and he's driving this around the office. I'm like, what?
It's his remote control massage bed.
Bed that he's driving around laying on his stomach. And then he asked for his dictaphone. And I said, she's not going to know what a dictaphone is.
No, I don't.
Dictaphone is just an early recording device. It's like a little tape recorder, but it was used for speaking, for dictating.
Like letters down?
Yeah, dictating letters or like notes or interviews, or lawyers use it. And in Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh,
Fred Gailey at one point is dictating into a dictaphone, and he gets interrupted.
How big was this device? Was it like portable?
It's handheld.
Okay. Yeah. So
it's like a little
better than the big tape recorder.
Yes. Setup. Yeah. No, that's it. It's a little thing, and they still use them. They're electronic, whatever. But people, it's your
voice note on which we are currently recording this podcast. I want to talk about Hobo Benson for a second, because the massage bed thing it's the first of a number of like weird, like he seems to be the stereotype of a person who I don't know quite exists. He's like a powerful TV producer. Right. And obviously that means he's some kind of stand-in for like Raybert.
Right.
His hair is very disturbing to me. It's kind of Trumpian in that it is like old man hair, but dyed completely blonde and combed back.
It was combed back.
Like long and stringy in the back. And
but
gross.
This piece just kept falling.
Yeah. Like it wasn't gelled back good.
But it was like, I was looking at it, I'm like, that's his hair. I don't think it was a wig.
It wasn't.
He had long hair.
Did they dye this old man's hair blonde for this role, or was that man walking around like that?
But why did this old man have long hair?
He was hip with the kids, I guess. See, in this picture of him, he has normal hair.
Well, that's an older picture.
Exactly. Well, they're all. I don't know.
I mean, that's like the thing with IMDb or whatever that is.
IMDb. Internet Movie Database.
Okay. God knows what I just.
The thing with IMDb is that they use
the latest picture. They use the most current picture
of the person.
So
we have
if you happen to live to a ripe old age, they have like the picture of you when you're old.
Yeah. Hobo's dictaphone is broken, sadly. It's getting repaired right now, and his secretary has rented him a tape recorder instead. His secretary is a queen. Chomsky, which is the name of a chimp that learned sign language because it was named after a linguist.
Okay.
But I think of mostly of the chimp because he said the longest sentence ever by a chimp, which was "Give me orange, eat me orange now. Give Nim orange now, eat me orange," or something like that. He wanted that orange. And the actress who plays Miss Chomsky is named Bobo Lewis.
Bobo Lewis. I tried to look her up. I was like, did she do something else? No, I mean, she was a moderately successful,
like, television character.
Yeah, television character. I mean, she worked, but she didn't, and she was in a couple of movies that were like bigger movies, maybe when she was younger. But she wasn't sticking out as anybody. I was like, oh, was she in a million? She wasn't even in all that much.
Oh, Bobo. She's really funny in this episode.
Yeah, she is very good.
The Monkees show up to NBC uninvited.
Yes.
Actual NBC.
NBC.
Yeah, it had a big old logo with lovely 60s graphic design on that old NBC logo. NBC is the one with like the Peacock logo, right?
Yes.
Because they have Peacock as their streaming service.
Yes.
But that was in use at the time, but I guess they didn't have it on like the sign because they had that alternate like typesetting logo.
They just said NBC. I don't know. Was that in use? Proud as a peacock?
That's been there since like the beginning.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, because I can literally picture right now. I'm imagining it in like the 60s, 70s graphic design, and because it was before TVs went to color. I think because like the peacock would like spread out in color, and it was to show, look, we have color now. You know, Davy says, "Should we do this? We weren't invited to the audition." Babe, it's the 60s. You can stalk Woody Guthrie to his hospital room and make him your mentor. Like, show business is wide. You don't need to ask for permission. You're not going to get blacklisted for showing up to an audition you weren't invited to like you would today. Take advantage of this, okay? Take advantage of your time period. If I lived in the 60s, I would be on Broadway by now. It was so easy. You just show up places. Hobo listens to his tape recorder, which, of course, is the one that the Monkees left their tape in.
Right.
And he's like, oh, this band is amazing.
He listens to 5 seconds of Mary Mary.
5 seconds. And he's like, that's it. That's the band. We need them. We need that. We need that hot sound. Whatever they say in Back to the Future. This is the sound you've been looking for. And it's the Monkees. So he calls around to all his industry contacts to see if anyone knows who they are. I don't know. Is he playing it for them over the phone? How is he determining if they know who this is? Anyway, everyone he could think of to call doesn't know who they are. So then the Monkees come into the building. They go in the elevator. The building directory on the side next to the elevator, it has James Frawley listed. It has Richard Nunes listed. It has Jack Williams, the property man, listed. Yeah,
that was funny. That's funny. That's cute because it was a clear shot of the directory and I didn't read it, but I'm like, but I noted that when they got off on the 3rd floor, the directory was still there.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it looks pretty much like they're on the, it says 3rd floor.
Right. They go in the elevator for 1 second and then come out on what I assumed. I didn't even see that they changed the floor number because I assumed they just came out back on the same floor because the directory was the same. Yeah. And in the 1 second they were in the elevator, Peter has caught the hiccups, which he always gets.
Oh no, he wasn't. You know what? They were on the 1st floor.
They just went in the elevator. He got hiccups, and they were like, "Oh, we have to get out now."
It's later on. They go upstairs, and you see it says 3rd floor. Okay.
Yeah. So the plot of this episode is that Peter has hiccups.
Major plot.
Yeah. Every single time Peter hiccups, Mike flinches.
Yes. I wrote that down. He's doing like this bad, squinty thing.
He hates him so bad. So Davy tries to calm the hiccups out of Peter by describing to him an ASMR guided meditation of being out on the sea. But then that makes Peter seasick. Which we know because he turns green. He turns green with a light on his face.
Yeah, they put a light on his face, so he actually is turning green. And I'm like, "What is going on?" And then
is Green Peter? Don't worry.
I think my
Micky
goes.
He's
turning green.
Yeah, Micky does a guided meditation of a field of hay. And then Peter turns yellow because he has hay fever, which makes you yellow.
Like the hay?
It makes you yellow like the hay.
Like the hay. He was jaundiced.
He was jaundiced. do not send him to Mike to get him. Oh, it is Mike that says, "Oh, he's changing color." I like how they did it with the light because they also do that to Violet Beauregard in Charlie and the Chocolate
Violet,
Factory.
you're turning violet.
Peter, you're turning yellow, Peter. They're out in the lobby trying to cure Peter of his hiccups because they can't possibly audition if Peter has hiccups.
Yes.
It's impossible. And as they're out there, Hobo storms out looking for the Monkees who...
Okay, Hobo, I said Hobo finally gets off the table. He has literally been laying on his stomach on the table the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to find them, and the whole time he's literally laying on his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sit up ever. But he jumps off the table and he runs out without his pants.
Yeah, and he has
The boxers.
Oh Mary polka dot underwears on.
Polka dot boxer shorts.
Just walking through the hallways of his workplace, no pants. He has enough power that he can sexually harass everyone around him. Yeah, that is a thing. The TV producers take their pants off in front of people, and you're not
then
supposed
just
to.
walk
around. So he passes the Monkees as Peter is hopping on one foot and counting to cure his hiccups.
Yeah,
which I don't know about as a hiccup.
Well,
cure.
that's like holding your breath, and
it's just to
it's distracting.
and then
distracting.
I see. But Hobo says when he hits 28, you better sell fast. What?
That's like a stock, like the stock price when it gets 28.
$28.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how the stock market works.
When he hits 28, sell.
Then his secretary follows through, and she goes,
"She's got the pants."
Yeah. She's like, "Did Hobo Benson, a man with polka dots, just come through here?" I mean, that is a good way to describe what that man was doing.
They're like, and then she repeats the sell at 28 comment.
And once Peter realizes that was just Hobo there, his hiccups go away.
Yes.
For he is not afraid. So Hobo shows up to the missing persons bureau with a one-armed coat. Yeah. Because the Monkees tore the arm off his coat perfectly at the seam.
Okay. It is just ongoing that this man is in a state of undress. Yeah. Not only in a state of undress, but like even when he first came into his secretary's office, she waved a coat, like her red sweater,
like he was a bull.
Like he was a bull. Like there's something going on with they're waving clothes around. She's running around with his pants over her shoulder. I'm like, what is going on?
Maybe this is another obscure fetish of the writers.
But this guy's like literally like undressed.
Yeah. Humiliation ritual for this actor. He put pants on before going to the bureau, thank God.
But he has missing a sleeve on his coat.
Yeah. And the missing bureau person is the guy's no help. He can't even find his own pencil.
Benson has the It's a Wonderful Life bartender accent.
Oh, he does. Does he say soive? He says, yeah, like some kids tore my sleeve off. They were Charlie trying to get an autograph from the producer.
He's that famous.
Yeah. The Monkees have reapplied their tearing clothes off strategy that they learned so many episodes ago. Once again, the Monkees are walking outside. Sadly, Micky's pants are untucked in this one shot. His shirt is untucked in this one shot. And Davy is holding Hobo's missing coat sleeve.
In case you didn't get the fact that it was them.
Yeah, they assaulted this man and damaged his property, and they're like, oh, how are we going to get an audition? I don't think, like, I would have been fine if you just showed up normally, but now that you've assaulted this man, I don't think he's going to want to hear you.
They're not going to remember.
He won't remember them. Nobody has.
There will be face blindness.
They go back to the office.
Peter has the hiccups again.
Yeah, because they go to the secretary and ask for a meeting with Hobo, and she's like, well, do you know him? And Peter's like, of course I know him. He cured my hiccups. And she's like, what are hiccups? And then he has to demonstrate hiccups, which gives him his hiccups back. So he must hop away. Because they cannot face Hobo if their bass player who isn't going to sing is hiccuping over their electric guitars that would drown out the hiccuping. I don't know. Maybe it's like you have to be like a cool professional band, and if one of you is hiccuping, that's not gonna be good for your image.
So they try to scare the hiccups out of Peter.
Yeah, the first way they do this is by cutting to stock footage of that big dragon thing and the time they monkey romped with Halloween masks on.
Yes, and there was Wolfman.
Yeah. That didn't work, obviously.
Yeah.
Then there's a really confusing scene.
I was like, is this person going to turn around and not be a woman?
I
didn't know what was going to happen.
So what happens is that Peter sees a sexy, sexy girl in a beautiful orange and yellow geometric two-piece who is played once again by Micky's girlfriend, Roxanne Alby.
Okay.
He waves at her, continuing to hiccup the whole time. Was like the sight of a hot girl supposed to scare him? What was the point of that?
All the other three started hiccuping.
Oh, because she was so hot.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
She got nervous. But the other three started hiccuping, but Mike was like he went like one thing. He did not want to participate in the hiccuping.
Well, he's married, so he can't find a girl hot.
He did not want to. He was so reluctant to participate in the hiccuping.
Yeah.
And then they cut away. We're like, okay, joke's over.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for explaining that joke, because I just thought they were randomly put a girl in again.
No, that was she was so, they all got so nervous that they all got the hiccups.
Aww.
But when they kept showing it, I'm like, is that going to turn, like, is that woman going to turn around being in a scary, I didn't know what was going on.
No. We go back to Hobo's office where his manicurist Tilda is doing his nails. So is that like supposed to be like gay coding? Or just anyone would get their nails?
Yeah, like if you were, it's like getting your shoes shined, getting your nails done, getting nails buffed.
And he says to her like 7 times in the scene, easy on the half moons, Tilda. I think that he means like the cuticle part.
Yeah, that's the cuticle. That's the half moon. It was, I didn't get
that joke, other than they just kept repeating it, and now like it's like a catchphrase that's stuck in my head.
I don't know what.
If you say a sentence enough times, it will become funny.
Okay, I have Chomsky walks in and drops her shoes on his desk. I'm like, why?
Her character shoes, her Broadway character shoes. I think she was demonstrating. Look, I walked all over town.
I guess that was it, but I'm like, is she going to explain why she's dropping her shoes on his desk?
No, she has to. Well, she had to get casual and undressed, as is the norm for Hobo's office.
Because we had to take an article of clothing off.
Yeah, this is a slow. This episode is a slow game of strip poker. I thought it was very funny that this episode is like almost similar to being about like a lost media hunt. Let me explain this to you. Okay. So in the episode, Hobo has a recording of a band that he doesn't know who they are and he needs to find them. Right. And all he has is the recording. This is very similar to stuff that goes on the internet a lot of times, where people will find a mysterious song or something that was like, hey, I recorded this off the radio in 1994 and I've never been able to find it. And then they like Shazam it and like Google the lyrics, and like there's no record of it on the internet. And then the whole internet has to do like a search to hunt it down. There was one very recently that was like called The Most Mysterious Song in the World or something, and nobody knew where it was from. And it ended up being from like a porno from the 70s. And that's why no one could find it. So it's interesting to me that this is like a lost media hunt, because there's also a lot of Monkees lost media. One of my favorite lost media examples, I'm just going to go on a tangent here. It's about children's TV from the 60s, so it's still relevant. There was a Sesame Street segment from like the early 70s-ish, which was called Cracks, which aired on TV in the 70s like 5 or 10 times, and then was never rebroadcast in the episodes with it were never released. And people were like, why is Sesame Workshop locked this thing down? Where is it? And like the Lost Media Hunters like went to like the like archive in Queens, and they were like, oh yeah, so we're not allowed to give that one out. And they're like, why? And they like wouldn't tell them why. And then like the leader of the hunt got mailed a physical tape of it, and it was like so creepy. And then the segment is now found media. They've published it online. And it was just about a little girl who imagined that like the cracks on her walls were different animals and stuff. Right. And the last one is a crack monster who some kids thought was really scary, and people were like, they hid it away because the crack monster was too scary. But other people have speculated that they hid it away because of the crack epidemic of the 80s. Right. And like having like an impoverished little black girl in a thing about like cracks, it wasn't like the optics of that weren't great. So they decided to kind of lock it away. Okay. So that's the case of a lot of lost media like hunts and searches. There's quite a bit of Monkees lost media. Mike's TV show from the 80s, television parts that ran for 6 episodes, was like considered lost until like a couple weeks ago. It got posted on the internet.
Yeah, well, what happened in early TV, like the Honeymooners, the Honeymooners was on TV, I don't know how many seasons, probably at least 2, maybe up to, I don't really know how many seasons they were on, but there's only like a handful, like maybe 1 season's worth of shows, a handful of shows, because they used to re-record over them. They just never saved them.
Right.
And so they were broadcast once and then they reused the film.
Yeah. A lot of the original Doctor Who series is lost. Yeah. A lot of Beatles early performances that were on TV are lost. When the Beatles were on the Ed Sullivan Show and Davy was there, the performance we have of Davy on the Ed Sullivan Show is not from that night. They went on multiple times, but the time he was on the same night as the Beatles is lost. There's another funny thing of lost media crossover where there is a Beatles performance that is preserved only in an episode of Doctor Who. So it's like double. I just find that interesting. It was kind of related. It seems like a similar vibe. Hobo suddenly gets a good idea and he goes, "What's wrong with me?" And then Chomsky starts listing examples. She's like, "You're ugly, you're mean, you're inconsiderate," and she just starts listing examples. And he either doesn't hear her or
he's just ignoring her.
His great idea was to use this gimmick of the unknown band to promote his show, and then he talks to the press and. Congratulations to the Black reporter who got a speaking line.
Yes, we had
Good
a
for
line.
You guys.
And they said they were going to give him a $500,000 contract for the show, but if it was an hour-long show, he'd pay $1 million. And I'm like, that's a lot more than the $100 that the Monkees usually get.
Right. Yeah, the stakes are high in this episode. Yes. The Monkees might finally get to be the real Monkees.
Yes. I have a lot to say about this, the next thing that's going on. But
this whole sequence.
Let's just explain what happens and then we can talk about it.
So first we see the Monkees walking down the street with their guitars, which I think they might have had their guitars before, but they definitely didn't have Micky's entire drum kit.
They were just pushing down the street.
Yeah. So they pass a phone booth and decide to do some stupid shit. Mike calls up Hobo from the phone booth, says, "Mr. Benson?" and then immediately starts playing Sweet Young Thing. Yeah. A song that features very heavily a fiddle that none of them are playing.
They have all those other instruments, but no fiddle.
Why on earth would they pick that particular song for this bit?
I don't know.
Mike was like, "Guys, we haven't done one of my songs in a minute." And they're like, "Yeah, let's do the one that makes no sense." Yeah, I also have a lot of notes on this incredible scene. The way Peter is grooving. The way Davy is caked up and facing his ass towards the camera. The Joan Smith eye contact between Davy and Mike. And Mike singing into the phone in the crook of his neck. The song cuts off literally in the middle of a word. And then the phone is like, "You have the wrong number. Sorry."
Yeah,
so they did that for nothing.
So they hang up and they call back.
Well, first Davy's like, "Let me try." And he gets his arms and the phone cord tangled in the phone booth door.
Now, the phone booth door has no glass in it.
Yeah.
Phone booths usually have glass in them. Yeah. Well, and prior to that, they were just wooden boxes.
Okay.
I
did have some questions.
Explains a little more about something else.
Right. True. That does explain. This must have been just their NBC studio generic phone booth that they used for TV because the glass would have created a glare, so they took the glass out. Yeah. But I don't think. I think you were supposed to pretend the glass is still there, and they just didn't do that.
Yeah, but Davy got all caught up with the glass, where the glass was. He got the phone cord caught in there. And
that's not the only time they do that with this propped phone booth either. They have a whole bit with it in the final episode of the show where they also get tangled in the door. No one told them to pretend that the glass was real. Hobo receives this call from Mr. Jones. Right. And because the only Mr. Jones he knows is his boring, talkative business associate, he puts the phone down and wraps it in a towel.
So they don't have to hear it, I guess?
What if your business, I know your business associate is, he's always talking some bullshit, but what if he says, "Hi, Hobo, I'd like to talk about this with you." "Hobo, are you there? Hello? Do you know how phone calls work, sir? The Monkees did not hear him do this, so they immediately start playing again anyway. And for some reason, Davy decides to put the phone in his mouth. He's just nomming on that phone. It doesn't even fit in his mouth. It looks like it's about to fall out the entire time. I guess he's doing that so Mike can sing into it, but it was. I don't know if Davy improv'd that or if someone told him to do that, but whoever's choice or idea it was funny. So I'm glad you did it. Yeah. It's a very weird bit of physical comedy. A bunch of extras come line up to use the phone booth,
and you see the first one.
The first one is he's like a big buff guy with glasses on,
with glasses and a hat on. So you know what's coming next.
Yeah, exactly. Another one of the extras is a young, pretty woman. She's not even like old or weird looking. A young, pretty woman with the ugliest hat I've ever seen. It's like Susian. It's like it's like this bright teal, like 1920s cloche, but like the crown of it is like 10 inches tall off the top of her head. She looks like Doug Dimmadale of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
And it has a ribbon around it.
Yeah, it's a very, very bizarre background detail. Because she doesn't like speak or anything. Also, Davy keeps poking Mike in the eye with the phone in his mouth.
So they run out of money.
Yeah, the phone says
you got disconnected. Yeah, you please deposit 10 more cents.
10 cents for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah. So they start looking for money.
The only money they have is a dime, which is taped to Peter's shoe with an X of masking tape that has mad $ written on
money.
it.
It's his mad money.
What's mad money?
Mad money is money that you have set aside for emergencies.
Okay.
Like housewives had their mad money.
Okay. For if they need to run away from domestic abuse.
If they need to, or if they need to buy something and they don't want their husband to know they're buying.
Mm-hmm. If they have to buy an abortion.
Yeah.
Davy continues the call and like he's like the phone is in a towel, so no one's responding. He's like, hello. So then he calls the operator. Okay, so here is my understanding of what the phone operator is. What Davy does, he presses like the hang up button of the phone, and is that how you connect to the operator?
Yeah, we get to the operator.
So the operator, I actually don't even have like a good explanation of what I think the operator is.
Right.
Like there's people who are.
There were operators.
Yeah. What do they operate?
They operate it used to way back operate the connections, and they would plug in, would connect the wires. But like when I was younger, you could call the operator and you would get a person and they could connect you to a certain number, or they would look up a number for you.
They have a phone book?
Well, yeah, and probably a computer at some point.
Right.
And then, that was, and they would ask for more money.
Okay.
That was kind of what they were there for.
It's interesting that like none of that was automated, that like there was still like a person who needed to do stuff with it.
Yeah, certain things. Some of it was automated. I mean, the asking for the money was automated. That's why the voice is like, that was an automated voice.
See,
get to a person.
I only know the operator from the classic urban legends, The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs, where the girl is babysitting and she keeps getting a call from a creepy guy, and then she calls the operator and the operator says, the call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah, so she knows. She was like tracing the call. She knew where the call was coming from. Yeah.
Okay. To the operator, Davy says, "We're musicians and we're rehearsed. I mean, we were auditioning in the phone booth and got cut off." He flubbed his line and they kept it in.
He flubbed his line.
And they kept it in. They do that a lot in season 2, but it's like
I was like, oh my god, he just flubbed his line.
Either they didn't have time for another take or they just like forgot.
Okay, so they do finally leave.
Yeah.
The phone booth, and everybody who's waiting for the first guy goes in.
Yeah,
and
Davy says, "Okay, mate," to him because he's British.
He goes in and he closes the door, and then he struggles because he's this big guy, or he's got a big suit on.
Yeah.
He's struggling to change it to Superman because that's who he is.
Because he's Clark Kent because he had glasses on.
So he's pulling. Now he's in a phone booth with no glass, and I'm saying like when Superman was invented and going in the phone booth, those were wooden boxes.
Yeah, so I was going to ask about that.
You wouldn't see him changing into Superman.
No, I was going to ask about that because why on earth would Superman change in a glass box?
He wasn't changing. When he was originally conceived, it was a wooden box.
Okay.
You wouldn't see him changing.
Okay.
Okay. So then he changes and he struggles to change. They probably were bigger too because he's struggling to change in this phone booth.
These phone booths were not made for Superman.
And then-
he's not made for these times.
And then I have a story for this.
Okay.
Then he gets locked in the phone booth and he can't bang open. He can't figure out how to open the door. Now there's no glass.
There's no glass. He could reach out and like open it.
But it's an accordion door. You're supposed to push it, whatever.
Yeah.
And he finally does, and then he flies away. Okay.
Yeah.
Here is my story about a phone booth.
Okay.
I was in the Hamptons with Aunt Mary Jo and Aunt Jeannie and all of us. We're on our girls' weekend in the Hamptons, and this was probably in the early 2000s. Phone booths were really like I think we probably all had cell phones. But it wasn't like everybody had a smartphone or anything.
Yeah.
We probably all had cell phones at this point. And we went to the Boardy Barn. Now the Boardy Barn, it was in Hampton Bays, and it was this big old like bar, like it was barn-like thing, and with an outside area and everything. And it was where everybody would go, all like the young or like college students and like people in their early 20s would go there on Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning actually and get rip-roaring drunk. And by like Sunday night, like all these people were spilling out into the Hamptons or going home or like hopefully passing out in their summer houses and not getting on the
road. Yeah.
But we went to the Hamptons every year, and maybe twice, maybe 3 times in all this time we went to the Boardy Barn. Like people are spilling beer. I mean, it's rowdy. It's a mess. So one time we went out there, and it was me and Aunt Mary Jo. We're in the parking lot, and Aunt Mary Jo, there's a phone booth there. And Aunt Mary Jo gets in this phone booth, right? And I don't know, I don't think she was making a call. She was fooling around because we were like waiting in a parking lot.
Yeah.
She closes the phone booth and she couldn't get out.
Oh, no.
She was locked in this phone booth. And we were hysterical. We were like falling down, peeing our pants, hysterical.
Was it a clear phone booth?
Yes.
You could see her begging to get out?
But there was no glass on the bottom. Like there was glass, like it was missing the glass, but there's a bar around it. It wasn't like a clear shot through. There was a bar around the middle. So we called someone over, like the bouncer over, to get her out of this phone booth. She had to crawl out of the out
like
of
through
the
hole.
Glass.
Wow.
She had to crawl out of the phone booth.
Oh my God.
So don't go climbing in old phone booths.
Yeah, no.
They're sticky.
So what were they doing in the 50s when they had that like trend of college students shoving themselves in the phone booth?
Well, I think the glass was out of those phone booths. If you look, those phone booths did not have glass in them.
Perhaps.
So anyway, that's my phone booth story.
Thank you. I before we move on from this, I just want to point out that the actor who plays Superman is named Clark Ross. He was actually named Clark. I guess he got typecast a lot.
Well, he was uncredited though.
Yeah. But he must have been like they were like looking through the headshots and they were like, oh, he's named Clark. He must be good. Back at the pad, the Monkees are in their season 2 pajamas. I didn't realize they were in their season 2 pajamas this early in the show. Their season 2 pajamas are so peak. They look amazing.
Well, Peter's is orange.
Yeah, Peter's is the same. Peter's the only one who keeps his same pajamas. He has that orange footies and the nightcap.
But I didn't realize Davy and Mike were in pajamas until I saw that Davy was in pajamas too. And I was like, oh, maybe I guess they're in pajamas.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell. But Mike's is like dark blue paisley satin thing, and it kind of just looks like a shirt when he's sitting down. It looked like a shirt when he's sitting. And Micky has a blue stripy shirt, and Davy's is like black with pink and orange dots, and they're kind of like top and bottom sets. They're not like the full like nightgowns that they were making them wear before. Yeah. They're a little more like realistic to what they
they were sitting down. First they were sitting down, and so that's why I didn't realize they were in pajamas. I thought they were just in shirts.
There's no reason for them to be in pajamas in this scene.
Well, it's supposed to be in the next morning.
Oh, okay, I guess. But they're doing like,
they're playing cards.
They're playing around. They're playing cards, and Mr. Schneider is like side eyeing them cheating. like Micky and Mike keep trying to look at each other's cards, and Mr. Schneider is like he's like looking around. It was unsettling. He was animated, and it was unsettling.
Yeah.
And then a confusing thing happens. Mike pulls Mr. Schneider's pull string.
Well, Micky says, hit me.
Oh, Mr. Schneider's the dealer.
Yes.
I see.
Micky says, hit me. So Mike pulls the string and the card pops out of his pocket.
I thought perhaps because it was so confusing that they were playing Cribbage, which is a card game they play in the final episode of the show, which has no rules and is made up.
Okay. Like Cups in Friends.
Yeah, or Chardy McDennis from Always Sunny. Davy goes to bother his boyfriend by sitting directly under the hammock in which Peter is reading the newspaper with his guitar. I don't know, like he goes to, but like Peter is like swinging like an inch from his face, like on top of him. He went to bother him. And Davy fully has his boots on in his pajamas.
They're always wearing their boots.
Yeah. Well, like, I guess they got to set and they like didn't want to take their shoes off. That doesn't make any sense because they would have to take them off to get changed into their costumes. I don't know.
Maybe the set was really dirty and they didn't want to walk around.
Well, yeah.
Or they didn't want to buy him slippers.
In later episodes, when they take their shoes off, their socks are really dirty. So maybe that was it. Yeah. Davy's like, what's in the paper, Peter? And Peter's like, oh, little Abner, peanuts. Peter has this running joke where he thinks that overpronouncing the letter P is really funny. Which it occurred to me as I was writing these notes that maybe it's because his name is Peter. It's his joke that he does. And I don't even think he like fully did it there, but it was a little bit. And then he goes, say this is funny. Ha 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 ha. It's a little guy hitting a big guy with a club. Ha 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 ha. And then that's not a comic strip. It's the editorial.
Which doesn't even make any sense. How is that the editorial page? Editorial page is people's opinion. It's an opinion page.
I guess maybe he's saying that, like, people who write their opinions into the newspaper, some of them are dumb and they're just fighting each other.
Okay.
Maybe is the vibe I got from that.
I think that's a lot. That's a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, it's kind of a...
I thought that was more of, like, the current news page.
Yeah.
Or the police blotter.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe other people are stupid. I don't know. And then Davy sits up and Peter bonks into his shoulder with a sound effect. Meanwhile, they share a true look of jork love and togetherness. And then Davy goes, you're crazy. You're insane. And then Davy picks up a second newspaper that was on the ground in front of the hammock and shows everyone the front page article, which is that Hobo is looking for the mystery group. And then in the next shot, Peter's leaning his elbow on Mr. Schneider's head as though he is not an animated being who is aware and awake and looking at your cards at all times. Oh, and Mike has his hat off in this scene as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Well, I noticed it because there were a bunch of close-ups where he looked so good.
Peter has the good idea.
Yeah,
for once. Or like, I think they don't ever celebrate when Peter is smart.
No,
they only
don't.
Point out when he's dumb.
Right. And he has a lot of like either smart moments, either like moments where they pop him out of the dumb character to be smart for a little bit, or moments where he uses being like kind and empathetic as like a power.
Right.
And there's the Devil and Peter Tork, they kind of recognize that is like good for him. There's a couple episodes in season 2 where they kind of lean into that. But in season 1, they're just mean to him constantly. Yeah. It's really horrible.
But Peter has the good idea to go try to be the group. They said...
he's like, they don't know that group? Well, let's become them.
Right.
But you are that group.
You are that group. But they're like, but all the different kinds of music there are...
We already went over this in the dance episode.
So instead of just trying out
to be themselves
as themselves,
it's a romp. We get Papa Gene and Papa Gene is playing, and they go back to Hobo's office to harass him in various costumes. Right. The first one is marching band outfits, and they ride around on Hobo's massage table.
Then they're on a float.
Yeah,
as a jug band.
Yeah.
Like with a jug and a banjo,
like a washboard,
harmonica.
But they didn't have cowboy hats for them, so they all have fedoras on.
And I said they chase him in a parking lot, and he just keeps turning around and going, shoo, go away. No, he's not running or anything.
No, it's a slow motion shot of him running away from the slowly advancing bandstand, which none of them are driving. And I thought this was confusing because they go from them chasing him on the massage table, which is like a yay high white table that moves independently, to chasing him in the bandstand, which is like very similar looking but not the same thing.
I'm like, why are they, again, this is just weirdness of everything. And if you look, they're in the parking lot and they chase him over to his car, but you look in the background and there are people, I don't think they were from the show. I think they were just in the parking lot.
Well, they were, because they were in the NBC parking lot.
And they're like watching this going, what is going on over there?
Well, yeah. Imagine you're like a TV, like you're like an accounts person for NBC, and you're pulling up to work, and you see this occurring in your parking lot. I've pointed this out before when we've been Papa Jeaned, but the way they cut the Purple Room footage this time really shows the weird bit that Davy and Peter are doing, where they just keep their mouths open like CPR dummies the entire time. It's weird because Micky in the background is not doing it.
Yeah.
Like he's pretending to lip sync, but they're just going.
Okay, then they chase him in 2 sidecar bicycles, dressed like a barbershop.
Yeah, Dapper Dans.
They were the Dapper Danning them, and he waves a director's chair, like with their names on it.
Uh-huh.
So they drive by their chairs from the set.
Yeah, the actual monkey chairs that they sat in,
and they pick what he picks one. I don't know whose he picks up, and he starts waving it at them.
What does it mean?
Where are we?
What does it mean? I believe the last shot of the music video is Hobo like coming out of the elevator disheveled because they tore another arm off of one of his coats.
I said, marching band coming out of the elevator. Why is Hubble's coat ripped down the back?
Because the Monkees continue to undress him.
I'm like, what? Again, I said, ripping, waving, taking off your clothes. What is with the clothes?
Yeah. We also, the next thing that happens makes the entire music video very confusing. So Hobo is lying on his desk in a SpongeBob colored outfit. He had a yellow shirt and a red tie and blue pants. He looked like a SpongeBob. And he declares he's tired of searching for the mystery group. Okay, so in universe, during that last romp, the Monkees were not in fact playing their own music for Hobo.
Right.
They were just chasing him around in different outfits. Playing generic, not their own music.
No, they're playing like banjo music, and then they're playing marching band music because they had to play.
They had to be whoever
because they said they don't know what kind of music they played. So let's play all the kinds of music for them, not our music.
Not our music. Okay.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any. We say that so much on the show. Hobo decides that since he could not find the Monkees, even though they were right in his face that whole time, he's just going to audition the bands that he was originally going to audition and see if they're any good. So like the Jolly Green Giants come in, and the secretary's like, "Okay, time to record." Presses the button on the tape recorder. And the Monkees start playing. And after 3 seconds, the Jolly Green Giants are like, "Oh my God, that's the Monkees!"
They recognize them.
So these groups are all like good enough friends / rivals / like associates to recognize each other by sound alone, but we never see them in any other episodes.
They've never, no.
They should have been in more. I want to see the return of the Jolly Green Giants.
I like the Jolly Green Giants.
I like them.
Bring them back.
Because either they are actual Jolly Green fantasy creatures, or they are men who just dress like that and are so committed to it that they do it 24/7.
They do it often.
Yeah. They method act. They live the role. So the Jolly Green Giants say, "Oh, that's the Monkees. They live at the beach."
They live at the beach.
And Hobo is immediately like, "Come on, Chomsky, catch the phone book." And he throws a phone book at her.
He throws a phone book at her because I guess they needed the phone book in order to find the Monkees at the beach.
I don't know.
Because they do not have the Shadow Realm GPS.
They said, "We're going to the beach to find the Monkees. How about you ask the Jolly Green Giants for their address or phone number instead of like searching the entire coast of California
with a phone book
for people who you don't know what they look like or even how many of them there are." Like, what are you going to be looking for exactly? Are you just going to hope that they're going to be singing the exact song that you've already heard from them when you come across them?
I don't know.
Well, the Jolly Green Giants do presumably help them, and the other bands as well take them to the pad. The Jolly Green Giants body paint in like the second scene they're in is super patchy. So either like
they probably
like they sweat through it, or in universe they sweat through
they
it.
probably went to the commissary like that.
Yeah, right. And they like had lunch. It's like we're an hour from the mouth. We're already an hour behind. Bob Rafelson was just like, just keep going. I don't care.
Well,
Go.
this is where the outfits come into play, and the thing is, they probably filmed all of the Jolly Green Giants scenes
that
in the
one day.
same day, because now they go back to the house and the monkeys are in the same clothes they were wearing in the first scene.
Now, I can suspend my disbelief and say that lazy 20-something boys would just wear the same outfit. But the fact that they all chose to wear the same outfit that they were all
and
wearing.
it's like clearly 3 days later. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Apparently they had these people all painted up as Jolly Green Giants.
Did not
and they had the Martians and they had everybody. We're just going to shoot all of your scenes today.
And we're not going to change the monkeys' clothes. In this scene at the start, Davy is poorly playing a tuba. I don't know. They have a lot of random junk in their house.
Wait, was the tuba, was that from this episode where they were like, I'm a fan of the tuba, or was that
No, that was
last episode? Okay.
And they hear music in the hallway or like outside their house, and they're like, that sounds like the Martians. No, it sounds like the Foreign Agents. No, it sounds like the Jolly Green Giants. It sounds like generic backing track, and also it does not sound like three bands playing at once. And also, do they emit their own music wherever they go? Because they're like not playing, they're walking into your house.
I don't know.
It didn't make any sense. Hobo and Chomsky, and then each of the bands come in like a different door of their house. They like have them surrounded.
There are many entrances.
Yeah, I think one of them comes through the mystery closet that leads to 7 places.
Or which leads to the porch, which is up.
Yeah,
which is up.
Well, the Martians like beamed in onto their back balcony. So Hobo says to them, "Are you the Monkees? Eureka!" And then Peter says, "No, we're American. I'm a lesbian. I thought you were American." Also, a quarter of you are not. So legally, according to the draft board, you are Americans.
You are.
So they play Sweet Young Thing with the Shadow Realm fiddle again.
Yeah. But why not play Mary Mary?
Who knows?
Because that's apparently the song he really likes.
Yeah. So the other bands in the background kind of look pissed off that the Monkees are doing so good, except the Martian that's played by John London. He's like grooving. He remembers all those times that Mike used to play that song when they went on tour together to the pizza parlors in the elementary schools. Hobo says, "That's it, boys. You've been cast on my TV show. In a month, you won't be able to turn on a TV or radio without hearing my theme song." So meta. It's like the real Monkees. And then he's like, "Chomsky, how does my theme song go?" And she's just like, la da 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 da, or so just fucking nothing. It's nothing.
Just random, like
it's just nothing.
No,
she's just saying like la da 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 da. And then he's like, "Chomsky, that's it. That's the sound I've been looking for. You're the star of my new TV show. And what's wrong with me?" And then she starts listing them again.
Even though she's given her a TV show.
Yeah, and the Monkees are depressed.
Yes.
So
Peter's feeling blue.
Yeah, they go for a nice drive in the Monkey Mobile. Once again, Micky's driving. I don't know how Mike gave up his driving role, but he was being a backseat princess today. And Peter says, he's like, "Yeah, losing that audition, it made me so blue. I wanted to do something silly, like." It sounds like he's about to say like jump off the roof or something. Like, and then he says, "Leave show business and go to the South Seas."
Yeah.
Like the Pacific Theater of World War II? That's over, dog. Maybe he just wanted to like go to Hawaii for a vacation. And then he's like, "Well, I guess it's okay. It was only $100 a week gig." And Mike's like, "You're stupid, Peter. TV stars make a lot more than that." Do they? Because I have read reports that the Monkees were getting like $400 a week at the start of the show.
Oh, I have no idea.
But he's like, I don't know, they can make like $5,000 a week. The biggest number that Peter has ever heard. Because that makes him so depressed that he disappears. He's gone!
He's gone.
Yeah.
Again, that was last episode.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He disappeared.
But this time he just disapparated. He just like phased out of existence from being so depressed. Either that or he silently jumped out of the back of their moving car and they didn't notice. So then the Monkees go to the missing persons bureau to try and find Peter. but they had time to change their shirts first, so I guess it wasn't urgent. Another episode where the person who is helping them find Peter asks them to describe him. And they say he's 5'10", light brown hair, cries a lot, has hiccups, fever, and hay sickness. And then the guy's like, well, I'll help you as soon as I find my pencil. And then they destroy the office looking for a pencil. No wrap up. They never found Peter. They're not on the TV show, and everything sucks. 1 minute short!
So who's asking them the question? Because
so it's always Bob talking to them.
Okay, Bob's smoking.
Yeah.
Like right there, because the smoke is coming onto the screen.
Certainly he is. This is probably the most... this and the one that comes after Monkees Pod in season 2 are the most interesting 1 minute shorts, because they're the ones where Peter gets political and shows his real personality. All of them do kind of get into like politics here, though. It's really, really interesting. And they talk about real life world events that are just like wild to bring up on a children's sitcom.
Right.
So it starts, Bob is like, fellas, we have a lot of fights and violence in the show. Do you guys like fight in real life? Because like the hippies are very nonviolent. Right. And Davy's like, well, when we were in Hawaii, when they were at their first concert after they shot 22 shows in a row, there were like 10 big guys that surrounded me, and they made fun of me for having long hair. And he's like, little Davy. He doesn't say if he fought those guys. I'm guessing he didn't.
No, I don't think he did.
Then Bob says, if you went to a restaurant and they refused to wait on you because of your hair, what would you do? First of all, was that a thing that happened? Like, you could get turned away from like public businesses for not being like presentable?
I suppose that, yeah. I mean, you can get turned away from a restaurant
for like not having shoes on, I guess.
For not being properly attired.
Yeah, like a fancy restaurant that gives you a dinner jacket.
Dinner jacket, yeah. And you do have to wear shoes into a restaurant. Yeah.
Okay. I think the concept of that is like very quickly dissolving in our society, though, because we're like not really supposed to let dogs into my work, for example, but we just do, because we can't like tell people to take your dog out of here.
Where was I? And I was like, oh, that's somebody with their dog. It must have been the supermarket. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, where was I? I don't remember where I was, but I'm like, somebody's walking around with their dog. Okay.
Well, in the 60s, dogs was bangs on boys. And Peter says, if that happened, I invoke my constitutional rights. Right. I invoke the Civil Rights Act. And I said, hold on, Peter. Let's take a little look at the Civil Rights Act. So for my research for this episode of Monkee Pod, I read the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So here we have Title II, Injunctive Relief Against Discrimination in Places of Public Accommodation. Section 201, A. All persons shall be entitled to full and equal enjoyment of the goods, services, facilities, and privileges, advantages, and accommodations of any place of public accommodation as defined in this section, without discrimination or segregation on the ground of race, color, religion, or national origin. Nothing in there about bangs, Peter. I don't know. He thought he was being woke with that one. He thought he had them with that one.
He had him.
And then Bob says, what do you guys think about the riots that are going
on the Sunset Strip?
So now we're going to learn about the Sunset Strip curfew riots, which is kind of a important event of the 60s. The Sunset Strip curfew riots, also known as the hippie riots, were a series of early counterculture era clashes that took place between the police and young people on the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood. In 1966, the LA City Council imposed a 10 p.m. curfew to like try and curtail the hippie anti-war protests. They targeted the Strip's most prominent rock club, the Whiskey A Go-Go, and forced the managers to change the club's name to the Whisk. Yeah. I guess because go-go is like sexual? ? We were confused about this before. The local hippie teens were like, you can't tell us what to do, and they kept protesting it. And on November 12th, 1966, they distributed a bunch of flyers saying we're going to have a demonstration later today. And they announced on the radio that they're doing this rally at Pandora's Box, which is a club that is facing closure and demolition. About 1,000 people showed up, including Jack Nicholson and Peter Fonda. Okay. And Peter Fonda was handcuffed by the police. Jack Nicholson, that's interesting to me because he ended up working on Head with the Monkees. Okay. So they were all kind of in that scene together. The unrest continued throughout like the next 2 months, kind of. And then in response, the local administration rescinded the youth permits of 12 of the strip's clubs, and made them off limits to anyone under 21. And then they demolished Pandora's box. So they were not very successful, but like this is what was going on. Micky says this quote, which is really great. He says, "There haven't really been riots. They've been, in actuality, since I was there, they've been demonstrations. And I guess a lot of people and journalists don't know how to spell demonstration, so they use the word riot because it only has 4 letters." Imagine if they did this on Big Time Rush. Like, I don't even know what like the equivalent would be.
This is the only reason I know any of this is part of one of the questions that you posed to Micky.
Yeah.
When we were in touch with his PR.
Yeah.
We still have not received a response. Micky.
I think that is a very fun quote. It's a little bit hard to tell from like the reporting on it now what the actual tone was there, but I don't know. I trust Micky's like recounting of events.
Right.
I'm guessing like if there was violence, it was probably like it would have been less so if the cops weren't like getting in their faces.
Right. Yeah, they wouldn't have been violent except that the cops were coming after them. They weren't being violent to be violent.
Right. Yeah. So basically, then Mike explains the whole kind of like reason that people are protesting in the first place, and very maturely, like the married father that he is. He says, telling kids they have to be in by 10 o'clock is like telling them they have to cut their hair. It's against the law to tell people they can do that. Because it is. You cannot police someone's self-expression like that.
Right.
I guess, like, I don't know, telling kids when they can go to bed, I don't know. Like, I guess that's supposed to be like parents' responsibility.
Yeah.
It shouldn't fall to the government or law enforcement.
Yeah, that's the point. But the curfews continue to occur in different times and places, and it's to keep people off the street that are causing problems or that are getting in trouble, not causing a problem, but that are, getting in trouble because they're there.
Yeah. Right.
But I don't think it's right, but it continues to happen.
Right. Bob says, "Would you like all the kids in the country to wear their hair like yours?" And Mike says, "I'd like to see all the kids in the country wearing their hair the way that they like to wear it."
Yes.
Period, Mike. And Peter says, "The only people representing the kids are the kids themselves, and nobody listens to kids talking for kids because kids are only kids. And they go through this vicious cycle. Authority does." And I'm being very general because I don't like to call names or anything. Call those names, Peter. To name the LA police commissioner. I think that idea of like authority and the man and like the concept of like nobody really talks about authority so much anymore. I feel like the systems of power in our society have like kind of fractured in a way where like authority versus rebellion isn't really so much of the thing anymore,
Well, we have other problems.
Right. Yeah. It's changed to be a lot more like individual based, Right. It's not really like, and people still generalize groups of people, of course, but like they'll be like, oh, trans people or, oh, black people, or like, they're not like everyone under the age of 21,
right. Yeah. But I mean, how different is that than all black people, all trans people?
I guess that's true.
Immigrants,
right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And finally, Davy says, "The reason I haven't spoken all this time is because no matter what I say, no one will listen to me because I'm under 21. Quirky music sting, here we come." It's crazy to me, first of all, that they even got into that subject of like discussion while they were shooting 1 minute short segments,
right.
But then that they also included it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's really great. It's the best part of this episode. It really like shows you who they really are as like people and activists and stuff and artists. And it's just so not completely counter, but like kind of counter to the like wholesome, harmless image that they were trying to sell these boys as,
right. And the parenthetical title of the episode was "Find the Monkees." So you found the
real monkeys were found by the end of this.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Monkee out.
Monkee out.
We hope you enjoyed that episode of the Monkees Pod. You can follow us on Instagram and the website formerly known as Twitter @Monkees Pod. no new episode next week. We're taking a week off because Molly is coming back from Spain, and we need a week gap to record, just like the old days. I know you're all eagerly awaiting the episode every single week, but we might have a Christmas special. We're thinking about it. So look forward to that. Bye!